Prince Harry was just named Time's 100 most influential people in sports for 2026. He made the list because of Invictus Games. Since 2014, Prince Harry has built something that has changed the lives of wounded, injured, and sick service members and veterans around the world. What started off as an idea after attending the Warrior Games became a global movement that gives people purpose, community, confidence, and a reason to keep moving forward. Time highlighted the impact of Invictus Games and the countless veterans who have said the experience was life-changing and, in some cases, life-saving. Prince Harry himself has spoken about the participants who credit the games with helping them through their darkest moments. This is what happens when somebody takes their platform and turns it into something bigger than themselves. For more than a decade, Prince Harry has stayed committed to the mission. He has shown up, put in the work, and kept focus where it belongs, on the veterans and their families. The results speak for themselves. The Invictus Games continues to grow, continues to inspire, and continues to change lives around the world. Congratulations, Prince Harry. The recognition is earned, and that's the read. If you like your tea hot, share it, save your seat, and follow for more. This is the Notorious Jtb, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
Let's be real for a second. A lot of people hear Prince Harry's name and immediately start loading up their favourite royal argument like it's a Netflix show they've watched 27 times already. But every now and then, something happens that cuts through all the noise. This Time 100 recognition is one of those moments. Because whether somebody likes Harry, dislikes Harry, follows royal news, or couldn't care less about who sits where on a palace balcony, the Invictus Games are an actual thing that exists in the real world. Not gossip, not headlines, not anonymous sources having emotional breakdowns in tabloids. A real thing. You know what's funny? The internet can spend 6 months arguing about who looked annoyed during a church service, but building an international sporting event for wounded veterans, that's the kind of work that quietly keeps going while everybody else is busy arguing in the comment section. And that's the difference. The Invictus Games didn't show up because a publicist needed content for Tuesday morning. It started because somebody saw a group of injured service members and thought, hold on, why is everybody talking about what these people lost instead of what they can still do? That's a powerful switch. Instead of focusing on scars, people started seeing strength. Instead of sympathy, people saw determination. Instead of look what happened to them, it became look what they're accomplishing. For regular people, that's actually the part that hits hardest, because most of us aren't princes, most of us aren't celebrities, most of us aren't appearing on magazine covers, but every single person knows what it feels like to get knocked down by life. Maybe it's losing a job, maybe it's a health problem, maybe it's a family crisis, maybe it's just waking up on a Monday and checking your bank account with one eye closed. Life punches everybody eventually. The message behind Invictus is simple. Your worst day doesn't get to write your whole story. People connect with that because it's human. And honestly, that's probably why this recognition lands differently. It's easy to become famous. Half the internet becomes famous for saying something ridiculous before breakfast. But building something that helps other people 10 years later, that's a different league. The athletes are the stars. They always have been. Harry built the stage. And here's the part that makes me laugh. Some critics spend years insisting he's irrelevant, yet somehow every major achievement still turns into a national discussion. At some point, that's like insisting a football player isn't important while watching him score from the parking lot. The math isn't mathing. What stands out here is that the impact doesn't disappear when the cameras leave. The competitions continue, the athletes continue, the stories continue, the inspiration continues. That's influence. Not trending for 24 hours, not winning an argument online, not generating outrage clicks, actually changing lives. For everyday people watching from home, that's something worth respecting regardless of where you stand on royal drama. Because at the end of the day, trophies gather dust, headlines fade, and internet fights get replaced by new internet fights. But helping people find confidence, purpose, and pride after some of the hardest moments of their lives, that's the kind of work that sticks around. And honestly, that's probably why Prince Harry ended up on that list in the first place. Notorious Jtb clip says it all. These days, people confuse attention with importance. Somebody posts something ridiculous online, everybody argues for 48 hours, and suddenly we're supposed to believe they've changed the world. By next week, nobody even remembers their name. That's not influence, that's internet popcorn. Real influence is when you build something that keeps showing up for people long after the cameras pack up and go home. That's why Prince Harry's recognition hits differently. The Invictus Games weren't some weekend project cooked up for good publicity. They didn't arrive, trend for 3 days, and disappear into the same digital graveyard where old hashtags go to die. More than a decade later, they're still here, still changing lives, still giving wounded veterans a chance to compete, connect, and remind themselves, and the rest of us, that being injured doesn't mean being finished. That's the part people often miss. The biggest impact isn't even about Harry, it's about the people standing on that stage, the athletes, the families, the veterans who suddenly realise they aren't alone. Those opportunities didn't magically appear out of thin air. Somebody had to build the stage first, and that's what separates lasting work from temporary noise. Look around. The internet rewards drama. The louder you shout, the more attention you get. Half the time, the person causing the biggest scene gets treated like they're solving world hunger when they're really just arguing with strangers before breakfast. We've all seen it. Meanwhile, somebody quietly builds something useful, helps thousands of people, and barely makes a fraction of the noise. Funny how that works. For regular people, this matters because most of us will never be famous. Nobody is following us with cameras when we go buy bread. Nobody is making documentaries about us trying to remember our online banking passwords. We're normal people. But every day we create little impacts that outlast us. A teacher helping a student, a coach helping a kid, a parent encouraging a child, a friend showing up when life gets ugly. That's how real influence works. It isn't always flashy. Sometimes it's just building something that helps somebody else stand a little taller. What makes the sports world's recognition meaningful is that athletes, organizations, and people who understand competition are looking at years of results and saying, yeah, this made a difference. That's earned, not manufactured, not bought. Earned. And honestly, that's probably why Prince Harry keeps ending up in these conversations. People can debate royal drama all day if they want. The comment sections are always open. But while people are busy fighting over headlines, the Invictus Games keep moving forward. More athletes, more stories, more lives impacted. The work keeps clocking in even when the news cycle clocks out. That's the thing about genuine influence. It doesn't need to scream, it doesn't need to trend, it doesn't need to beg for attention. It just keeps showing up year after year, helping people. And eventually, even the loudest critics have to watch the scoreboard, because at some point, results are results. And with that, thank you all for watching. I'm your host, Miles, and what a story this has been. At the end of the day, opinions are free, comment sections are undefeated, and social media will keep social mediaing. But one thing is hard to argue with. Prince Harry has genuinely changed the lives of veterans around the world through the Invictus Games. He didn't just create an event, he helped create opportunities, confidence, community, and a global stage for warriors who refuse to let injury define them. So yes, Prince Harry absolutely deserves the Time 100 recognition. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this podcast. I really hope you enjoyed the podcast. Thanks again for supporting this channel. Every comment, every share, every like, every subscription is not taken for granted. May God bless you all. May you never lack. I love you all so much. Thanks again for connecting with me. Thanks again for tuning in. And I'm so thrilled to see Prince Harry get a global recognition on the Times 100. That's why we always root for Prince Harry, because he's a true global statesman. He's the game changer. Prince Harry is the people's prince, and we love that for Prince Harry. May God bless you all. I'll catch you in the next episode, and goodbye.